Hello, Yvonne here. I just had to speak. I just had to say something. No makeup, none of that. Right now, there's, I believe it's Amendment 1, uh, conversation going on about the school systems and who is in control of those school systems. And my question is, how much are you participating in your child's school? Really? I hear a lot about children that can't read on a third grade level, and that is sad. That is very sad. In that same school where children can't read on a third grade level, there are also students who meet and exceed those levels. Why is that? I'm curious, why is that? Um, what makes those children any different coming from the same school, able to meet or exceed the qualifications? I personally think the students that meet or exceed, they have been taught how to take value from what is presented to them. As I told you in the last video that I posted, I worked in the school system for 15 some odd years, and I've seen the inside of schools, and I have seen what the teachers and the administrators have to deal with within the walls of the school system. I personally know what I have encountered dealing with the students that attend public school system. And I will say that the majority of the students are good kids, but there are some that are not. I told you in the last video of a 3-year-old that tested her mother at the zoo. It was a test, yes. And she was able to, at 3, push her mother's buttons and get what she wanted. But because I was there, kind of flipped the script a little bit on her. You're upset with the school system because they're not educating your children. You're upset with everybody because your children are not becoming the individuals that you want them to be. I want to know, when does it start? Where did the ball drop? It's heartbreaking to me to see children fail because there's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason a child should fail. A lot of times, as I see it, and this is all my opinion, and this is just me speaking, children fail because they don't have the support. They don't have the structure. They don't have the discipline that children are supposed to have. They are children. they learn from adults. They learn what they can and cannot get away with from adults. And at a very young age, this process takes place. That 3-year-old at 3 had already learned what she could and could not say to her mother. So if she can say and act that way to her mother, what can she say to a school administrator? How can she act to her teacher? What she's learned. Whose fault is that? I told you before, I know parenting is a very hard job. Back in the day, and this comes to the village. I'm promoting the village. Yes, I am. Back in the day, the village was strong. Your neighbors were there to help you. Your relatives were there to help you. The people at the corner store were there to help you. There were so many people in your community that were there to help you. And you accepted that help and appreciated that help. Now, the village is afraid to say anything. The village is afraid to confront your child. Why? Because they don't want to deal with you, the parent, the adult. I used to tell people, I have 3 children, as I've stated before. I used to tell people, my children will do whatever they think they can get away with. It's simply a matter of, am I paying attention? And I used to tell my children, I am paying attention. But if they knew they couldn't get away with something, they wouldn't try. I tell them, I may not find out today, I may not find out tomorrow, but I will find out. That's something my mother used to tell me. Children now, because they know that you've got their back, and you're supposed to, 110%. You are their first and foremost advocate. And you're supposed to be. But when they're wrong, you need to tell them they're wrong. You need to let them know what they can and cannot get away with. And if they learn from home, from you, from the community, what they can and cannot get away with, that's the same attitude they're going to take out to the world. Village, please, please, step up for your children. Parents, accept the help of your village. Your child is at stake. The school system can only do what you let them do. And if you tie their hands, there's not a whole lot they can do. The same books are there for those that want to read, that is there for those that don't want to read. Village, please come together. This is not a fight against each other. please take full advantage of everyone that is there to help you. It's a tough job. It's a 24-hour-a-day job for 18 plus years. But you need to know what your children are capable of. They are capable of great things with support. I see schools that have athletic budgets that are just ridiculous because that's where people put their money. What about supporting the library, the media center, the science club? Let's support those things, those activities. I have seen in elementary school, parent participation is off the charts. Middle school, not so much. Not so much. Parents start backing down. The community starts backing down. High school, crazy, crazy. You say you think they're 15, 16 years old, they don't need you anymore. Garbage. That is not the case. So I urge the community, the village, to step up. We cannot be afraid. Parents, you cannot tie our hands because of fear of reprisal for just wanting to help. Village, step up. I know I'm promoting t-shirts, and that's simply so that people can recognize who's there and who's not. There are a lot of people there. There are a lot of people there. And I want them all to step up, show up, and show out in force. Our children deserve so much more, so much more. They learn from us. So let's teach them. Let's teach them. I just had to get that out of my system. Kujami, go. Let's go.